UFC fighter Bryce Mitchell under fire for a recent conspiracy theory he has regarding Anthony Joshua and the unfortunate situation that transpired yesterday, the car collision that claimed the lives of two. In this video, I'm going to break it down and let you know what's going on. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, Bryce Mitchell, no stranger to just putting out weird stuff. You know, I can't even say some of the stuff because YouTube is sensitive to certain keywords, but just look him up. He said some things and said so-and-so wasn't a bad guy. He's the type of guy you would go fishing with. Very peculiar stuff. Now add this. Now he's pretty much going on record with his face and brand publicly stating that Anthony Joshua, I'll just let you listen to it because I'm not, y'all hear it. Roll the clip.
Hey, if you don't let Jake Paul win, he's going to kill you 9 days later. Or just kill your two best friends. But somebody's going to die if you don't let him win. Hey, if you don't let Jake Paul win, he's going to kill you 9 days later. Or just kill your two best friends. But somebody's going to die if you don't let him win.
Now, I'm not a Jake Paul or any fighter apologist where so-and-so can't be wrong and, you know, everything is sunshine and rainbows. But that statement from Bryce is completely and utterly diluted and devoid of any real intelligence. To use your likeness, to use your brand, and to publicly blame Jake Paul for an incident that was tragic that happened in Nigeria is completely distasteful, in my opinion. Now, I might get some pushback. Bring it on. Because I don't really give a I'm going to keep talking my talk because I've seen a lot of people who are running around and talking about, oh, this was a sacrifice and a humiliation ritual, Illuminati, and AJ didn't stick to the script, so this had to happen. Jake Paul, you guys sound stupid. Now, here's the thing. I'm a very open-minded person, so I listen to the argument, right? I will listen to your argument and determine if it is plausible, if it makes sense, right? And I've heard the argument. There's armchair critics who are accusing everybody outside of destiny and fate in an unfortunate situation, and they're blaming Jake Paul, they're blaming the government, they're blaming Illuminati, all these entities and other brands for what happened. And for one, it's insensitive because at the end of the day, two people did lose their life to this. And you up here, their families are grieving. People are like having to make arrangements. People are saddened, family, friends. They lost somebody. And we're up here, not us, not me, but people are up here you're kind of digging the dagger in deeper when you're already dealing with loss and grief, and you come up with all these like conspiracy theories. Now, I feel like anytime these situations happen, you're gonna get these. Remember when Nipsey, Nipsey Hussle, when he met his end. Rest in peace to Nip. Same thing. The internet broke free with all these conspiracy. They're like, oh, he was doing a doc on Dr. Sebi. He was teaching health with Rick Ross because he teaching wealth. Yeah. Right? They had all these. It was the Rampart division, the cops, da-da-da-da. What are we doing, bro? Like, what is good with the internet where every single thing, it'll be a regular celebrity that passes away, and they're like, oh, they took the jab. Somebody passes from cancer. Oh, it's because of the jab. Like, what are you talking about? Cancer existed before 2020 even happened. So how can you account for all the other lives that were lost because of that before the pandemic even happened and before that jab was even done? And again, I might get some flack and pushback because some of y'all are really out here believing it, but it to me is disrespectful, and it takes away from what it should be about, which is just grieving and, you know, celebrating, honoring people's memory. When you got idiots like Bryce Mitchell and he's like stoking the fire by putting out these things. And from a fighter's standpoint, is dumb because Jake Paul for sure has more money than you, and you're putting out these salacious rumors about Jake Paul being involved, knowing Jake Paul said if you say his fights are rigged, if you say his fights are fixed, he coming for you because it's slander, it's defamation, and you're defaming his brand. So the fact that he was willing to go to court about it with people who are saying the fights were rigged, he might be in touch with you. That's all I'm saying. There might be a cease and desist where he's forced to take the video down or whatever, because you're pretty much making Jake Paul, in your storyline, Jake Paul is complicit for murder, right? For unaliving someone. That's pretty much what you're saying. That if you beat Jake Paul, either him or the powers that be, some organization, the Matrix or whoever, is coming, and because you did not stick to the script, they're going to take your life or take someone else's life. Now, again, I will listen to a conspiracy theory to see if it makes sense. What doesn't make sense here is to blame anyone outside of an unfortunate accident, because people were like, it's because he beat Jake Paul. He didn't stick to the script, right? That's why this happened. So the first day when it happened, you had academics blaming Joshua, saying that Joshua, he's the one that unalived two people. Then he had to delete it. Now you got Bryce Mitchell, who's coming out and saying it's because of Jake Paul, and connecting it like fans are doing the same thing, connecting it to the Jake Paul fight. Like, oh, this is weird. I don't know. I have a funny feeling. Here's the thing. And I'm going to say this in the best way, the most respectful way I can. Here's the issue. Let's use your train of thought that this was retaliation. They were trying to Final Destination somebody for beating Jake Paul. Like, you would be going through a very great length over a fight. That's one. But two, it was Joshua's own people. It was Joshua's own team that were involved in the situation. So that right there doesn't really make sense. Now, if he got in a random, see, and this is where people don't have the facts and they don't even know what they're talking about. It was somebody that is Team Joshua driving the car. It's not like they got in an Uber or a Nigerian Lyft and you had some like kamikaze Uber driver who bashed a car into a parked semi. So that right there, that don't make sense to me. If you can make sense, make it make sense in the comment section. But it don't make sense why you would use your own body, you use your own people, and claim the own, like, how would the government or whoever you think did this, right? Illuminati, how would they construct that when they're not in control? It was a Lexus. It wasn't like a Tesla where you can maybe get into the remote computer or something like that and control the vehicle. So it's like, what are we talking about, bro? Just people running, bumping gums on the internet and taking a tragic situation and making it worse by coming up with all these conspiracy theories, bro. Like, it wasn't like a rogue driver. That would make more sense if it was like he got in a vehicle with some unknown John Doe and then this happened. He got in the whip with his own team and his own friends in a And it wasn't in a high-end type of like Tesla where you can take over the motherboard and control the vehicle and stuff like that. So it's like, what are people even talking about? It's a freak accident. We just seen a week before the guy from Call of Duty, the creator of Call of Duty, met a similar fate, showing off, speeding, and he ended up crashing, and then that was that, right? So I don't know the details here. I'm not a cop. I don't know if we'll ever find out because, you know, we're talking about third world countries and different. They didn't even have an ambulance there. So they didn't have the proper medical response. So who knows what type of detective work they'd be willing to do or what facts and devices they have to try to pinpoint and recreate the accident and whatnot. So for me, very unfortunate situation, only made worse by people like UFC fighter who's constantly saying stupid stuff, Bryce Mitchell, and these accusations are just outlandish. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new, but even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.